What a football game. That definitely had to be the best game of the weekend by far. Colorado versus Colorado State. I thought we were never going to be able to turn this off. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning right now. The game was going on for like 10 hours. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to unpack there. Shedeur Sanders, he is him, all right? That's mini Brady. He went Brady mode. He had a great game, 348 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Travis Hunter obviously went out of the game after the second half due to the obvious late targeting hit. I'm surprised that the player number 11, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't ejected for that hit, because the same thing happened later in the game with Kamara, where he had the late hit on Shedeur Sanders, which was led to be targeting, and he was ejected out of the game in overtime, which was a huge blow to Colorado State. I was expecting that similar treatment to Travis Hunter, but hopefully he is healthy and he'll be back out shortly, because they got some big games coming up over the next 2 weeks between Oregon Ducks and you're playing USC. So those are two critical back-to-back games, and they're going to need their dynamic player that plays both sides of the ball, which was very evident with the defense from Colorado, because my God, can they not stop the shallow crossing routes? I mean, Colorado State, and give them credit, I mean they followed the game plan. They ran that play to the ground, and Colorado still did not have the ability to stop those shallow crosses routes. Luckily with Colorado, and poor play on Colorado State, is the penalties, because they played a sloppy game when it came to penalties, especially during the first quarter on both sides of the ball for both teams. I mean, it was just a very amped up, hyped up game. You can clearly tell that it was a rivalry game. Everyone was just very fired up, and it was just a lot of sloppy plays, sloppy possessions. It was just an overall sloppy game, but it picked up towards the second half of the game, where we actually got to see more of a football game, which again, it was a very good football game. Shiloh Sanders had a great game from the defensive side. He hit the pick six. I was expecting a little bit more of the Dion in him, high stepping, but hey, he made a good play on the ball. And then he had another crucial play, I believe towards the second half of the game, where he had the hit and fumble recovery. That was another big piece, because that defense was reeling. So Shiloh Sanders, he had a much better game compared to what we talked about last week with his poor tackling. I felt some improvement there. Again, the run game has getting better as far as stopping the run on the defensive side. As far as the offensive side, I feel like they still need to clean that up. Their O-line, you can clearly see that they're a bit shaky, that they struggle. So they got to get more out of the run game. Edwards is a very explosive player, but again, if that O-line's not getting that initial push, it's very hard to get any sort of yardage from the run game, which it makes the Colorado very one-dimensional, which depends heavily on Shedeur Sanders. If he's not getting enough time, and I feel like going forward, there's some defenses that will be able to look at this and see, you put pressure on Shedeur Sanders in that Colorado offense, you may end up having a good day against them, because they just did a poor job with the pass blocking protection in this game. So hopefully that's something Dion's gonna have to address before they go into the next week's game against Oregon. But overall, it was a fun game. It was a very fun game. It is definitely, again, the most exciting game of the weekend. Shedeur Sanders is clutch. I mean, he's got to have to get drafted, right? He's getting drafted in the first round. He's got to be one of the top 3 quarterbacks right now going into the NFL draft, because he has all the intangibles. He has the accuracy. He has the poise. He is just cool, calm, and collected and clutch in the big moments. And that was a Heisman moment drive, going 98 yards plus a 2-point conversion just to take it to overtime. That's a Heisman moment drive for Shedeur Sanders in the Colorado. That is now 3-0 on the season, which prior to that, they were predicted to win three games tops for the entire season. And they're starting out the season 3-0, going into Oregon next week for another big game. So overall, game of the week, 2 o'clock in the morning, wild, How did you guys feel? Did you guys enjoy the game? What were some of the key takeaways from this Colorado State versus Colorado Buffalo game? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, of course, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Like I said previously, I may continue to do some college reaction here and there, but I'm having a good time watching college football. This is probably the first time this year, over the last couple of years, of me paying attention to college football, and I think that's the prime time effect. So if you guys enjoyed the video, again, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Have more content like this coming your guys this way. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.